Hi, I'm Rita from Rita Unshackled, and our topic here is, will California brands dominate the market? So let's introduce Jeff. He's of Dr. Norm's, and Vartan of Toasted. They're both California natives, and they're gonna kind of explain what if the California market will dominate. I foresee it dominating. The brands are, started very early on. And what are your thoughts, Jeff? If you want to kind of give an introduction and how you kind of got started in this industry and what brings you here today.
Jeff Cause, one of the co-founder of Dr. Norm's. I don't know if I was telling you a little bit about the story, but I got into this business in a very bizarre way, which I can talk about later. But we're a California brand. We're based in Los Angeles, and we started out doing baked goods, so doing cookies, which were our mother's recipe. So, and our father, his name is Norm. So, it's a family thing. Myself and my sister are the founders. So, anyway, we started out baking chocolate chip cookies, cannabis cookies, and we did a lot of different cookies, different flavors, different strains, different potencies. We got into Rice Krispies, we got into brownies and blondies. So, and we're in about 500 stores, 500 plus in California. So we're well distributed, and we have a lot of fans out there. Although the baked goods sector it's a small piece of the edibles market, but we're probably the number one baked goods company in California. And then a couple of years ago, we decided that we wanted to have not a pivot, but just open another division of our company and do an initiative for wellness, because Dr. Norm was a doctor and our mom was a pharmacist. So we come from Western medicine all the way, myself and my sister. So we felt like we wanted to create products that were more focused on helping people with different health afflictions. Whereas I'm not really answering the question at all.
No, literally just unshackle.
I'm just
pour it out. We want to hear it.
My heart,
yeah,
pouring it out.
It's the love.
So with our baked goods products, when we started out, it was unbelievable. We were getting all kinds of testimonials from people. Mm-hmm. I was able to sleep. I gave a cookie to my grandmother and she could sleep. It took away my back pain. And to be honest, we didn't really know what we were getting into when we got into it. And I can explain why. But so this was like a learning on the job about how amazing the plant really is. And but the point being that THC has a lot of benefits by itself as a cannabinoid, cannabis. But we wanted to get more sophisticated and take advantage of other cannabinoids and isolate those cannabinoids. So it's a very scientific process. And but we just wanted really to create products that had more specific functions, effects, so that we could help more people. Really, it was a very simple mission. And so we, in our wellness side, we have a sleep line and we have a pain relief line. And I can talk more about that in detail later. But I don't know, that's kind of a lot right there. I mean, yeah, go ahead.
So Jeff, California is a very competitive market.
Wait, I thought you were on the panel.
I'm your friend.
Okay. I thought you were on the panel.
Let's not have labels. Let's just have a conversation, right?
It's 2-on-1 right now.
We love you. It's okay.
Yeah, I love you too.
So
no, I'm happy.
California is a super competitive market, and obviously you've seen success being in 500 stores. It's not an easy feat.
Not an easy feat.
So can you maybe walk us through kind of how that path went and how you got there?
Sure. I mean, for us, it started very slowly and very small. And we didn't know what we were doing, by the way. So that was, probably a blessing in disguise, though, because we didn't have a lot of, pre-thought about how things are supposed to be. So we really brought like our own sensibility to that. And we're not youngsters, myself and my sister. So we were coming into this industry after long careers doing other things. So we understood, the basics of business and customers and sales and, everything that goes into building a business. So we started out baking literally our mother's chocolate chip cookie recipe. That's what inspired the whole thing. And we started basically taking the cookies around to stores, and this was pre-legalization. And I can talk about our concept of taste, but you couldn't taste the weed in our cookies. And that was really a distinction at that time. And but you could in every other edible. I don't know. Were you taking edibles before legalization?
So for me, flower was the first thing I tried. I actually got into the industry in California pre-ICO.
Okay, so you
Yeah, so we had a dispensary in Granada Hills, and then one in Van Nuys.
what were they called?
It was called the Purple Umbrella.
I don't think we were.
Yeah.
We never came to see you.
You might remember one called Yellow House, which was the first dispensary I ever went to in my life.
Was that on Venice Boulevard? I think.
No, it was in
Oh,
Hollywood.
I'm thinking of Canary,
Yeah,
which is
it's-
yellow too.
It was in Hollywood. It was literally a yellow house, and I used to do consulting for computer services. And when we were doing the consulting, I got a call from some company in Oklahoma, and they're like, "Oh, we got a location. We need you to go take a look at it." I'm like, "Okay, let me go see what's going on." So I go to Hollywood and I go to this yellow house. And there's a bunch of cars parked outside. It's kind of like a parking lot slash house looking place. I walk in there and I'm like, is this all weed over here? Because there was a security to let me in.
You had no idea. What
I
you
had
were
no
walking
idea
into.
what I was walking. I was shocked and I'm looking. I'm like, this is legal? You can do this. And this is when before ICO and all that stuff happened in California, and the laws had kind of passed where you could do patient and caregiver stuff.
Yeah, it was. I think they called it limited immunity. So
It seemed like a
You
lot
could-
of immunity. It was running perfectly.
well, it was very
over there.
limited.
Yep.
We could. Manufacturing was not legal. Distribution was not legal, but it was legal to have products on the shelf. So how did they get on the shelf? They have to be made and they have to be distributed. So it was just so weird.
The man with the bag showed up.
But it was great. it was better.
It was definitely an interesting market, and then I ended up getting into retail out there, which was it was an experience because most of the flour seemed like it was coming from Humboldt. At that time, you'd have some of the garage growers and the boutique grows, but it would come down from Humboldt. These guys with big duffel bags, and every time it would be a shock to me. I'm like, I can't believe there's this much weed on the table right now, because weed before then for me was maybe an ounce. You get a couple of ounces or something like that, maybe a pound, but never bulk like that.
And
So-
then the cash comes out.
Yeah, it was all cash.
Yeah, all cash. Piles of it, which was that was a freak out for me. Just seeing this much cash, just because, you were in business too. Like, you don't transact in cash
Yeah.
in
So
the real world.
you obviously have that entrepreneurial spirit in yourself, or else you wouldn't do any of this. What was it like trying to get your products into the stores in California?
It's different everywhere. But I think the main thing is just belief in your product and belief in your company. And I love selling Dr. Norms because I come from the music industry. I'm a music composer, producer. And so I sell something that you can't grab, you can't manufacture. And I'm a composer. I have to talk about myself. I want to do your music. So I loved the fact that there was this amazing cookie that I could sell, and I could talk about it, and I could talk about my family, and I could talk about my dad, Dr. Norm, and it was a very rich story. So I think our story really helped us penetrate into the market, and also just really great quality products, if I don't say so, but they were different. We didn't get to you tasting the edibles in the pre-ICO days. You weren't in California, so
No, I'm an Arizona native, but
what did edibles taste like? Did you try one 7-8 years ago?
yeah. I
What did they
mean,
taste like?
I took too much. I actually had 75 milligrams of a brownie first time, and I just
Lord.
went out. Had anxiety,
happens.
and that's why education is very important in this industry.
Yep.
And just all sorts of industries, specifically this one, because of like what it does. I actually like the high effects of.
Absolutely.
And so it's good that you guys, like I always tell brands, it's about the story. People forget that. They want to come in this industry like with no story, just slap something on, and you guys have a story and there's
not
motion.
There's a lot of brands out there, not necessarily cannabis, that don't. The stories they have stories, they're not real. They're corporate stories.
Right.
I don't know if there is an Orville Redenbacher, for example. That might be my phone. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. Business calls.
Let me put this on silent. Sorry, audience.
Just answer it.
No,
Just answer like right here on speaker.
I forgot where I was. So just talking about
The story.
the story, and really, I think what sold us in, and it took a minute, was the taste. So that's what I'm getting at, is the taste of edibles. When we started out, we couldn't believe it. They tasted like you were literally biting into a joint. I mean, you never tried an edible?
That was
yeah.
my experience
Yeah.
when I had my first edible.
They-
It
That's so
tasted
true.
completely like
Awful.
plant.
Okay, so here we are. We're two, not 23-year-olds looking, and we've been in business, and we have dealt with customers, and we make delicious cookies that we're selling at Whole Foods and Sprouts and Costco, non-cannabis cookies. And so we're like, everything tastes terrible. It tastes like there's got to be a better way. So we were like, that was our mission. We were set out to like change the world because we were going to make cookies that didn't taste like weed. Well,
Food first, right?
we had, yeah,
Ingredients.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, not tasting like, cannabis doesn't taste good.
Yeah. It
I mean,
tastes
come on.
like crap. Honestly.
Yeah.
Like I'm not. Do I have to say this? Because some people are like, I like the smell. I'm like, it smells like crap.
And then your breath stinks.
Some
It's
people,
terrible.
Yeah.
there are brands that use canna butter in the edibles business, and canna butter, I can't talk, tastes like weed. Tastes weedy. Anyway, we got lucky. We hit at a really good time because there was this stuff called distillate that I'd never heard of. Again, we were really new. And it was really expensive and it was rare. And we were working with these people and they're like, you should try this. So we baked with it. And what distillate is, I'm so sorry.
No,
I wasn't
you're
able to
fine.
turn.
Here, let me see.
No, I want to just turn off.
I can turn it off for you.
I did. Took me a second. Yeah, you're better on the iPhone than I am. I'm pretty good. I'm just a little nervous,
No,
like
no
doing,
need to be
no, but
nervous.
I mean, like doing settings. And stuff
Made
like
in
that.
your backyard.
Yeah.
That's right. So anyway, weed tastes terrible, and we got lucky with the timing of distillate. And what distillate is, in case you don't know out there, is it's heavily processed. It's distilled extract from cannabis, and what it does is it strips out the terpenes and it strips out the cannabinoids. So it basically takes away the entourage effect. So the high from edibles was a little bit different than smoking, but even putting weed in edibles, like if you're baking them and heating them up and all that, it's a different effect anyway. So, but distillate has no taste or has very little taste. And so we experimented with it and we have really great recipes and used quality ingredients. And there's a lot of love that went in, and our cookies didn't taste weedy.
Yeah, no, for
And
sure.
have you tried it?
I haven't tried. Today
Okay.
will be the day, though.
Absolutely. Cookie party.
A Cookie Monster.
So, but that was like an interesting thing at that time because we took them around to stores. Here we are with our little bag of cookies, and the buyers would taste it and they'd be like, "This tastes great, but I can't buy them from you. My customers will have no idea that there's weed in it." How far have we come?
It's a change.
Yeah.
That was like how it is. That was the status quo at that point. So obviously, we were persistent, and that changed over time, and people began to love our stuff because it didn't taste weedy.
Yeah.
So I think that was a big, just getting back to your question, that was a big part of it, that we had the taste thing going for us. And then we also, just to speak to what you're talking about from your 75 milligrams, we came into this like we went to the dispensaries and looked at the edibles, tasted them, and they were basically in plastic wrap with a sticker, no information, no dosing guide, no ingredients, 300 milligrams THC, whether that really was or was not, because you had no idea how it was made. So it was very, very, very sketchy. And what happened to you happened to everybody because they buy this edible.
I thought I had like psychosis or something too.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
I was like, am I gonna I almost went to the hospital.
I think that's how a lot of people have a bad experience with marijuana. They have an edible and it's not dosed, so they end up eating it. And then they go to a place that they weren't expecting to, and it scares them.
Yeah. And I had a question actually, like for both of you guys.
Sure.
So it sounds generic or weird, but I think of the song like "I'm Still Standing," and it really resonates with the California brands that are still out there. Because right now it's wild. And can you kind of explain like why like California brands could dominate that? Because they've literally been through war. in this industry. And there's a lot of these brands coming to the East Coast thinking, oh, it's easy. I could just get in and it's great. But California has really seen the worst at what this industry can do, and they're still there. And so, like, how does that resonate with you? And you're a California native as well. So if you want to...
Just even,
Go ahead.
just to kind of add on to that, we've seen companies come into California where they were successful outside of it. And
That's a tough one.
And they all pulled out. We saw the Cure Leafs of the world pull out and many others. So it's a tough market. You're succeeding in it. How do you see it?
Succeeding in quotation marks. You have to get paid to succeed. It's a funny thing.
Is that a major problem in California? I've heard a lot of
Retailers.
brands.
There are so many problems in California, but is this mic work too? Or
Yeah,
just
like
speaking to
both,
this one?
because so they
Okay.
could hear you. Yeah.
Okay, got you. I just lost my train of thought. Sorry about the competition in California.
Yeah, and how California brands are dominating like
Right.
the future of cannabis, and there's all these other brands kind of coming out.
Right.
Without it's like you guys literally been through war.
Right.
Those brands haven't been through war.
Right.
They don't know what to expect.
Well, the I'm still standing, says it all. So we're still standing. We feel like we could have gone out of business 25 times. And, our mom and dad are our legacy in this business. And they're up there. And I was, I'm a guy, I was a little cynical about it, but my sister from day one has been like, Mom and Dad are watching us. They're helping us from up there.
Oh,
I'm a believer because some things have happened that, like, if we turn that way
I am too.
and we turn this way, it worked out. Going through, a minefield. So yes,
And that's why you're doing good, because you, sir, believe in a higher power helping you through this. And I think I'm in the same thought. There's a higher power that's guiding us all through and trying to get us to the experiences we need to get to.
amen.
You both are doing God's
Amen to
work.
that.
What you guys are doing is God's work. I mean, you guys could be in any other industries making way more money, but you're in this industry because it brings people back to that.
It's
Yes.
definitely an industry that gets you white hairs.
And that really is what inspired us initially, and definitely what inspires us on the wellness side. I wouldn't ever say we're doing God's work. That's big, but we want to help people. I mean, that is where we start out, and then everything goes from there. So
Love the
that
humility.
guides us. That guides us. We want to help people, and we want people to have a great experience with our products. So I want to go back to the edibles thing for one second, or 1 minute or two. So we were shocked. So imagine you're a business owner. You were in business before, right? You were a consultant and all that. You had you had customers. So we're looking at these edibles, and we're like, "Are you kidding me?" We knew, because there is this stigma, and it's still around, but there was a horrible stigma back then about basically exactly what happened to you has happened to everybody. Everybody has a story. You guys have a story of getting too high from edibles out there?
Yeah.
Well, one person didn't. He's never smoked. He's never done an edible. So we couldn't believe it as business owners. We have customers. And so how could I look anybody in the eye? How could I sell you a product that I know it's totally unknown what's going to happen to you? I mean, in any other business, you could never do that, right? I couldn't sell you something that, like, hey, this could really mess you up. It could put you under a table for 2 days, or you might have a good experience, or you might not get high, but it's all about dosing, right? And nobody knew what their dose was in those days. We did a lot of preliminary work, and I asked people what they do. You do edibles now? So
Yeah.
do you know what kind of dosage do you
Like
prefer?
2 milligrams.
So
like
you
really
are
low.
low dose.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's because I'm just super hyper aware. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but like I don't know. Everyone's different, right?
I'm on 3 milligrams if
my
I
God.
do any
Yeah.
edibles.
Well, there are people out there that do 800 milligrams, and more, in the thousands.
I've met some, and I'm
Yeah.
amazed that they can stand, because if I took a 10 or 15 milligram, I'd probably be laying
I
on the
think it's
couch.
too because we're very intuitive as it is. So when you do that, it's like too much. It could be too much, but we're kind of short here on time. How could people get in touch with both of you guys? Like, what's a good way to get in touch with your company? Follow your company. What are the taglines and hat names?
A good way to find Dr. Norms is our website is drnorms, drnorms.la, like Los Angeles. And you can, there's our website. And then our Instagram is at Dr. Norms Official. And I think it's Dr. Norms Official. And for Facebook, I think it's just Dr. Norms. So that's how you can find us. And my name is Jeff Koz, Koz. So feel free to, get in touch with me through the website. I'm happy to talk to you. And I'm running off at the mouth. I didn't even finish answering that question.
Yeah.
It was fun. Thank you, Rita.
Yeah.
Anybody that wants to get in contact with us, our Instagram is I Love Toasted, and our website is ilovetoasted.com. We have a 30,000 square foot warehouse that we are now making available for successful brands like yourself to come into the market of Arizona. We have distribution to about 65% of the market out there. So if anybody has a brand, they want a home in Arizona, we can help you out.
I do.
Get in touch with us. We'll talk.
Yeah, definitely. Can I just show products really quick?
Please do.
Okay, yeah.
Show all of the products.
Okay, so I talked about the wellness side. So I don't have all of our initial edibles, our cookies and Rice Krispies and all that, which are freaking delicious. But this is our part of our wellness initiative. So what we decided to do to help people at the core is find out what were the afflictions that people really used cannabis for. So we interviewed at the stores. Everybody, what do people come in the store for? Sleep. Other than like, I want to get high, it's like, I need help sleeping. So we're like, okay, we're going to do a sleep line and create products that help people with their sleep.
And then the whole Dr. Norms thing, though, like you hear, it's like, oh, my doctor's talking to me and he wants me to, I need to sleep well. You know what I mean?
It kind of works. It kind of works. So our sleep line is called Sleep Well. And so we came out with a sleep gummy, and we'd never done a gummy, and we had no idea how the industry was going to embrace us. We thought it could be just like Dr. Norm's doing a gummy.
But really? That's what's good about you. You came in with no knowledge. I feel like when you have this preconceived knowledge, you get to like almost like you think you know it all, but you really don't. And the fact that you guys were aware of that really shows like why you've succeeded.
And you sort of operate in the status quo because you don't know, you don't think outside of like, well, this status quo sucks, like on the dosage. So anyway, and the way that we approach it is we use multiple cannabinoids. So in our sleep, we have CBN, CBG, CBD, and THC, of course. And we also do fast-acting products. So we make our own nano. So all of these products that are edible hit you within 15 minutes. So we have 2 flavors of the sleep gummies. And then we also have tablets that same formulation. And we have a vape that's the same formulation. So we're really the only company out there that has multiple form factors that do the same thing. They do this, so it gives you as a consumer a choice of like, how do you want to, take this product? Do you want to eat it? Do you want to smoke it? Do you want to just take a tablet? So, and then our second initiative was pain, because that's the number 2 reason people go into dispensaries is pain relief. So we did a pain gummy. This has 6 cannabinoids, and there are no products in California with 6 different cannabinoids. And there's some pretty cool ones: THCV, CBC, CBD. Did I say CBG, THC, and CBDA? So, and all of these cannabinoids are actually indicated for pain relief, for stress relief. So it's like we turbocharge that idea by having multiple cannabinoids.
Yeah. So
wrap it up.
Yeah. So Dr. Norms has an option for you. I don't know if you guys have a questionnaire on your website, but from a marketing standpoint, that would be great. If you guys had a questionnaire to what is it that you need and find the right product to guide them towards that.
Absolutely. We not necessarily that on the website, but that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Actually,
just thought of that idea, right?
Find what you need product wise, but
check them out on their website.
Yeah, the pain relief has done really well, and the sleep product became our number 1 above our edibles and everything. It just shot up. The sleep gummy, people love them. So
yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your story, Jeff.
Appreciate it.
My pleasure, and hope to see you guys soon.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
So wrap up.
Thank you.
Thank you.